begin. Okay, get yourself ready for your restorative practice. Just bring your blanket onto your mat and give yourself some comfort and release. So get your bolster underneath your knees, have a couple of blocks for underneath your feet just to give you some support, and have a folded blanket underneath your head. Allow yourself to just spend a little time just enjoying the feeling of release into the floor. So these first couple of minutes are always really nice, really relaxing. Just feeling that the body can just allow itself to soften and relax. Let the muscles of the arms and the legs soften. Take a deep inhalation and focus on the exhalation. Allow the body to sink into the floor with the exhalation. Allow the body to relax. Give the body permission to release and relax. Give yourself permission to be here. And allow the muscles to totally release. Draw your attention into the feet and the shins, just allowing them to just rely completely on the bolster and the blocks, to let the legs become heavy. Soften the underside of the foot. Draw your attention to the underside of the foot, so that the sole of the foot begins to tingle with consciousness. And consciously allow the soles of the feet to completely relax. Drawing your mental attention into the sole of the foot so that the muscles and the flesh and the bones gently release. Draw your attention to the tops of the feet, just feeling the skin and the muscle and the bone on the tops of the feet completely come to life with consciousness, so that the tops of the feet tingle with awareness. And then let those muscles relax. Draw your attention into the shins. Again, bringing consciousness to the shins so that the muscle and the bone and the skin tingles with awareness. And then consciously allow the fronts of the shins to sink into the bed of the calf muscle. Draw your attention into the kneecaps and the thighs. Just be conscious of the muscles around the thighs and around the kneecaps. And then allow the fronts of the thighs to sink into the backs of the thighs. The muscles around the kneecaps to completely relax and allow the legs to become heavy. Just releasing into the bolster and the blocks. Draw your attention into the pelvis and the abdomen. And allow the abdomen and the pelvis to completely relax. Draw your attention into the chest cavity and the ribs. And then allow the rib cage and the chest to relax into the floor, softening the shoulders, releasing the shoulders and the upper arms. Allow the shoulders and the upper arms and the lower arms, and the palms and the fingers to soften into the floor. Just allowing the body to become heavy. Allow the arms and the shoulders and the chest and the abdomen and the pelvis and the legs to sink into the ground. Drawing your consciousness up into the throat. Allow your consciousness to draw up into your neck, consciously softening the muscles around the neck and around the face, softening the face and the jaw and the tongue and the throat. Soften the throat and the face and the jaw and the tongue. Release in your inner ear. Just allowing the body to completely relax into the floor. Just enjoy this sensation of absolutely zero need to do anything other than to relax. Just feel the heaviness of the limbs and surrender into that heaviness. Just enjoy this sensation of relaxation. No demands on the body or the mind other than to relax. Just spend a little time just enjoying the freedom of your breath. Observe how perhaps the breath feels freer and lighter and effective, bringing in energy from the universe into the physical body. Okay, when you're ready to disturb yourself, just wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers, bring yourself back into this pose of Shavasana. And then bend your knees, bring your feet apart and your knees together. And then very gently roll onto your side. Just come onto your right side, just stay down for a breath or two. And then stretch out the top leg, come back up into cross legs, just observe your energy, observe how your energy has changed a little. Okay, we're going to do a couple of poses without bolsters. We're just going to go directly onto the floor. So you can just move your bolster out of the way. Remember, if you need something to keep you warm, then just use that. We're just going to do the half frog. This is really nice, really calming. You just come onto your front, and then you can have either a pillow underneath your head, just the blanket underneath your head like this, or you can create just a little pillow for your hands, one on top of the other, and then you bend the right leg out to the side, just bring it into a right angle, and then just rest your head down on the side on your cheek with your chin facing in the direction of the bent knee. So this is really nice for just releasing legs if you've been on your feet a lot all day, or if you've been for a walk. This is a nice way to just release in the hips, to release the tension from the legs. And allow yourself to just release into the floor. As you know, as we progress into the sequence of restorative poses, I'll speak less and less so that you can just relax into the floor. Okay, straighten out that leg. Just rest your forehead on the back of your hands for a moment. Just resting into the floor. Just observing that gentle release in the hips. And then bring the other leg out to the side, so the left leg out to the side. Keeping the right leg straight, and then rest your head on your side. So the chin is in the same direction as the bent knee. Okay, bring that leg back. Just rest on your front for a moment. Just rest in your forehead on the back of your hands. And then bring your hands underneath your chest and then just bring yourself up onto your knees and just sit back on your heels. Just observe how your energy has changed, how it has lightened a little. Breathe in through the nose and out through the nose, listening to the breath. Okay, we're going to come into our butterfly pose. So have a bolster and a couple of blocks. So you've got one block on top of the other, you've got one block on its end, one on its side like this. And then you're going to just put your bolster on top of the blocks. Have a folded blanket for your head. And then come down onto your seat bones. You can either do this with your knees apart and your feet together, just guiding yourself down. Or if that isn't comfortable, you can put some blocks on the outsides of your thighs, or you can just straighten your legs out. You can just straighten your legs out. So just feel the opening of the chest, how the bolster just brings openness to the front of the body. Again, our long stays in poses just allows the body to relax and allows the body to absorb the shape of the bolster. can just let your legs stretch out if it becomes uncomfortable to keep your legs in butterfly pose. Just let the legs soften into the floor but stay on the bolster. Okay, when you're ready, just push yourself up into a seated position. Just come into cross legs for a moment. Just observe how your energy has changed, that lightness in the upper body, that lightness in the legs. And then to finish, we will just come into our basic relaxation pose, the pose we began with, but this time without lifts underneath the feet, just letting the legs drape over the bolster onto the floor. Have a folded blanket for underneath your head, and then come down onto the floor and just cover yourself up if you need to, just giving yourself some warmth. Just come back down onto the floor, just get yourself really comfortable, and then allow yourself to release into the ground. Observe where the body feels extension from the bolster and the floor. Perhaps the spine gets elongated along the floor. Consciously unhook the muscles of the arms and the legs. so that your body becomes heavy on the ground. And out of that heaviness comes a feeling of energetic lightness that radiates from the bones and into the muscles. Radiating from the bones and into the muscles. Into the flesh and the skin. Just observe that feeling of energetic lightness. Use your in-breath and your out-breath to distribute that feeling of energetic lightness down into the toes and into the fingertips and all the way up into the top of the head. Filling the limbs with energetic lightness from the breath. Filling the limbs and the torso and the top of the head. Basking in that feeling of pleasant, energetic lightness. Okay, when you're ready to disturb yourself, just gently begin to wriggle your fingers, wriggle your toes. And then bend your knees, bring your feet onto the bolster, have your feet on the bolster, have the knees together a moment, just resting your back into the floor. And then very gently roll onto the floor, roll onto your onto your right side, sorry, just roll onto your right side, just stay down for a breath or two. And then straighten out the top leg, come back up into a seated position, just cross legs with your hands in the masti. Just a final spinal lift. Draw your breath in through your nose, down into the abdomen. The somatic breath bringing consciousness to the energy that you have released through your practice, that good, positive, healthy flow of clean, light energy that the extensions, the forward bends and the twists bring to the body and to the mind. And then gently draw your chin down to meet your chest. Spend a moment to acknowledge the positive energy you have created inside. And then send some of that positive energy out into the world. And then release the backs of your hands down towards your knees, palms facing upwards. Just connect the tip of the index finger with the tip of the thumb, just a gesture of wisdom and peacefulness that we can carry into our evening. And then as you raise your head, allow your eyes to softly open and the focus to softly come back. Thank you very much. So hopefully you feel as though you have really lifted your energy and you've given yourself some good positive energy to put into your evening. Thank you very much for joining me.